That was lovely. I'm Kat, and this is Mandy. Mandy's back. Woo!
Yeah.
All right.
And welcome to our kill room.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, it's good to be back.
We're so glad to have you back.
Oh, it's good to be back.
I want to be introduced.
Oh, and over there is producer Mike. Hey, producer Mike.
That's it. Go ahead. No, that's it. I just want to say hi.
Oh, well, that was very nice of you. So, should we chat about some of the interesting developments
Yes.
since we
What has
last
happened,
spoke?
Kat?
Well, let me share a couple nuggets of joy with you.
Wait, talk to the hand.
You slam pig! So, since we last convened, Miss Mandy, it appears that Mintberry Crunch, his prediction was correct.
Good job, Mintberry Crunch.
For those of you who have no idea what we're talking about, Mintberry Crunch is a fan of ours. We have the best fans of any live Dexter. Oh, we're the only live Dexter post-show.
We're the best fans ever!
But Mintberry Crunch came on, and I think it was the second episode, or maybe the first episode, said, I don't think Geller's real. And then we've been discussing that throughout. And I love going on the Showtime board, like the Facebook, and everyone's like, oh my God! I'm like, don't you watch our show?
Yeah.
And then I also had other people getting really mad that we we teased that Geller wasn't real. I'm like, this is a big fan show. We don't know anything. We don't check out anything beforehand. And we just talk about it as you do. And we came up with the theory based on Mintberry Crunch. I think was the first one to let it off, that maybe he's not real.
We listen to some of you fans out there, and we copy you, basically, essentially.
Pretty much.
Mintberry Crunch, thank you.
It's part. Well, the show is the fans. It's
I know
us,
it
and we
is.
are fans. That's
It is.
pretty much what the show is.
It is.
So that was the
So-
first big one.
So that's the big
Geller's
one,
not
that
real.
Geller isn't real and that Travis is super schizophrenic.
Yeah.
And completely and utterly in his head now. And he was real at one point, but now he's a popsicle.
Exactly. He talks to Geller. Dexter talks to Harry. What is happening?
I don't know. Everybody's crazy. You know who else is crazy? Lewis. Creepy intern Lewis. Super crazy.
Is it weird that I kind of like him?
I like him too, but you got to admit.
I kind of have a little crush on him.
Why is he crazy?
He's
don't-
just,
He's a little creepy.
he's just a collector.
I just think he's trying to make a video game, and he's all upset now this video game wasn't good. And he collects hands
You know,
from
he
crime
collects
scenes.
like you do.
Crime
Whatever.
But I don't think that. Honestly, are we getting into that right now?
No, I just bring
we
us
were
up
just
to
all right.
bringing
speed.
us up,
All right.
yeah.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
So the whole deal is that it turns out, Masuka had the whole problem losing the evidence because of roller derby chick, and they had the online auction for this hand, which I'm guessing was a murderabilia online underground auction site, and the Ice Truck Killer evidence went missing, and we thought that was the end of that, and it turns out that Lewis was having sex time with Batista's little sister.
Yeah.
She is Foxy Mama, must I say. So Jamie and Lewis were exactly.
Wow.
And and in the background, you see a little trophy with the hand.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
I don't think
So-
there's anything about. I think he's a collector. I don't think
I
there's
do
anything.
too.
A lot of people are like, "What's going to be the twist? He's actually going to kill." You know how many twists we've been looking for in this since season
know.
4?
I know.
And I keep going. And my take is really the writing's going to get brilliant with 2 episodes to go. He collects a hand.
He might, but we'll talk about it some more. But
I know.
there
I kind of want to just say something really quick. It
Yeah.
might be jumping ahead.
No, go for it.
But I did notice how upset he did get when Dexter smashed his video game dreams.
Touche.
So
Touche.
maybe he'll get all crazy.
That's what I'm thinking, because he kind of fragmented and got a little like.
I know.
Yeah. No, he totally did. Like when Dexter's like, your idea sucks, and you shouldn't. Serial killers are not cool.
Yeah.
He just kind of.
Meanwhile, Elaine thinks the game might actually be popular someday. Maybe someone's going to create that game,
I'd like
and you
to
can play
play
it on the internet. I don't know.
Really on the internet.
I had some coffee a little bit ago, and
Yes,
it's
we
kicking
have-
in right now.
We have been having coffee.
Whew. Anyway,
Wonderful.
so
Anyways.
this episode,
Yes.
Ricochet Rabbits.
It's named after the fuck boat.
Hello, whore. So what'd you think?
There's some stuff happening. I'm interested to see where it goes, but a couple killer moments, I would say. Definitely a couple things near the end of the episode that went, ooh, all right.
Wait, did you say killer moments?
Indeed, Mandy.
Dun, dun,
Killer
dun.
moments.
Now everybody does that. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Can I also say, just from the chat room even said, don't forget, we also had stars of Dexter on, who are on episodes, and we asked them, hey, did you have to talk to Geller? Were you supposed to ignore him? We had like so much
We had
so much great information that I keep like going on the Showtime page and go, we had that. Why aren't you people watching us? So if you're new, welcome, and please go
Welcome.
back and check out how we bring in different people who are actually on the show. And hopefully Colin Hanks on our last episode.
Ooh, yes.
That's still the promise
As
and the
he
tease.
said, that's right.
Okay.
Ooh. Well, killer moments. So, Miss Mandy, do you want to
I'll
start us
start it
off?
off,
Can I have a
sure.
sip of coffee? You start us off.
My first killer moment was Batista gets hit from behind.
Dude, what was he doing?
Bonk.
I don't know.
Bonk with a cross.
So I
Bonk with the cross.
yeah. So I
God.
see there's a lot of books you have here before I leave and don't have a partner and my back's turned towards you.
I
And I'm
know.
going to stand here and disbelieve.
All of us, because all of us watched the show together, and we're all like, Batista,
Turn around!
Batista.
Oh, man. I know. He's kind of asking for it.
Yeah, yeah.
But, you know, I feel like it's going to fall on Quinn's shoulders if anything. If something has already happened to Batista, but if anything further especially happens, it's completely Quinn's fault. Quinn has been a drunken, bumbling asshat.
Hot mess.
A hot mess for a good portion of the season, and he was supposed to be there. Didn't Batista call and was like, hey, I
Yep.
need backup, you alcoholic shitbag. Get here and help me.
That's exactly what he said.
That's exactly what he said. Did you call him a slam pig? He should have.
Well, he might
But
have been with a slam pig. That's why I answered his
Oh,
phone.
don't call his Waffle House wife a slam pig. That is rude. I love
She's
his
a
Waffle
slam
House wife.
side of bacon.
Hey-o! But yeah, that was definitely
yeah, that was one of them, I guess.
that was a huge moment
Yeah.
because
It's Batista.
we'll have to see if they if the
And now-
minions
yeah.
do anything to actually kill. Well, no, that was Travis who smacked him. Yeah, he's in trouble. Batista's in trouble. That's bad.
He'll be okay. He'll be okay.
I hope so.
What about Dexter yelling at Harry?
So, killer moment number 1 was Batista gets smacked. Killer number
Yes.
2, I like to button him.
Oh,
Killer
sure,
moment number
sure.
2 is,
I thought Dexter yells at Harry.
and these are in no
Absolutely.
particular order.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I agree. Why did you think that, Miss Mandy? Tell me more.
That's right, because killer moments are supposed to be important somehow. I just think, you know, he's becoming unraveled, Dexter. First of all, he's a complete a-hole.
He's being a little
Dexter.
dickish.
Dexter, he's a complete
being-
Now
he's being a little
a-hole.
dick.
But is Dexter being dickish because that's a character arc? You just don't like the character arc. But wait, Kat likes it when he's dickish.
Ugh.
I think it's funny when he's a dick. When he was a dick to Lewis, I was like, oh my God, serial killers are not cool. I was like, oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
But no, he is being a dick. I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I know you don't like it.
But, you know, I just think it's, maybe, I actually just thought of this, maybe it's a killer moment because he's yelling at Harry, Travis gets rid of his Geller, maybe this is just them going head to head without their, you know, conscious, whatever they're
oh,
called.
yeah. I totally agree. It's almost like swatting the angels off the shoulders and going, I'm going to make my own decisions, even if they're awful.
Yeah, fisticuffs.
Can I say one thing about that? When it was obvious that we've been calling it for like 8 weeks now of like, oh, he's got his own Harry. That's what we kept saying Geller was.
Right.
And then Geller like points it out to, Harry points it out to Dexter. Hey, that's weird. Who would be talking to somebody over his shoulder? I don't remember the exact thing. And it just seemed like such a romantic comedy moment of like, it's a rom-com in the movie theaters and people are really stupid, so let's point out. It just seemed a little. It
Yeah.
was a little insulting.
Yeah.
It was like in D&D, like losing a...
What?
Never mind.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. I'm not going to talk! You guys are dicks!
That's all. I was a little insulted. By the way, can I just point out, it was written, this episode, one of the writers was Jace Richdale, who's from The Simpsons.
Is it the same?
Yeah, it's a Simpsons
Really?
writer. So when, I guess we'll get to that killer moment. We'll get
Man,
to,
I wish some of it was animated.
That would have been cute.
That would have been cool.
all right, well, that's killer moment with
Number
Harry. Anything else you want to talk about?
And then
that?
number
That was
three.
number 2.
Number 3?
I wanted to talk about number 3, and I know it didn't seem like a big deal, but I think it will come back, and I know producer Mike is going to disagree.
Yeah.
Lewis getting all pissy because Dex was a bitch to him.
I just think that was showing.
No. I think this might come back because you saw Lewis being like at the computer's like, somebody cares about me.
That's just this. They're just trying to introduce him as a character. That's what I thought.
Oh.
I think you could be right. I also think the whole video game thing. Here's my take. Everything's bullshit. They're gonna come out with a serial Dexter video game based on this season.
That's what I said earlier.
Yeah,
Elaine,
maybe they are, and that would be so lame. But
Yeah.
it's a nice we're going to embed because now it's all about social media. If we can pull that off. I actually saw the worst thing. I want to quickly say I saw the worst thing that I've ever seen on TV. House last week, getting off topic real quick. House episode of last week, the woman's driving and she's like, oh yeah, it's my new car, and if it takes a corner too fast, it automatically slows down the tires. Oh, that's cool. Next shot was a close-up of a Ford logo. And then it was brought to you by Ford. Seriously, that's how bad TV's starting to we need money and how are we going to do this to compete with the internet. And,
yeah.
But anyway, that's nothing. That has nothing to do with anything. But Kat's raising her hand.
I have another killer moment I'd like to share with everybody.
Gas.
Well, thank you. So, number 4 killer moment, dead hooker Holly.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about gas. The gas.
Well, the reason why.
Right, so dead
it's
hooker
connected to
Holly,
the gas.
which is the boat, right?
Right, so Dexter is on a boat, and he pulls up the anchor by accident, and up comes dead hooker Holly, which means that she was not the wormwood victim, and that the gassing and the poison is still going to happen. And
at the police.
She might have been a hooker.
She might.
She was a fuck pig.
she was a secretary.
Yeah. What was it?
Secretary.
She was a secretary.
Slam pig.
Was anybody else turned on by that girl whose dad was messing with? I don't know. She was kind of hot. She's like,
The little girl.
she's all bitchy.
She was like, give me the message. This is the message I'm gonna get. Tell her I said this.
And this is why we don't have children actors on Dexter.
But here's my point with that.
Anyways,
The
yes.
Jace, the Jace Richdale, is that it? Yes. The writer who wrote for The Simpsons, I don't know if he wrote this episode, but when the boat went by, it reminded me when Bart was on the boat and he had a sing with Sideshow Bob. It just I started laughing. As soon as I saw the boat go by, I think it was the same angle, and it just made me laugh because I knew who wrote it.
Oh my God, it was. And Travis's
I'm
Sideshow
a
Bob.
Family Guy gal. I don't really.
Yeah, it was when Simpsons were good. It was a very old episode of The Simpsons.
But anyway, yes. I mean, was I hearing things, or are they gonna gas the police office? The police station.
That's what I heard. They're like, oh, Miami Metro's where we're gonna go.
Yeah. So Dexter had to call, and that's a major killer
Which is
moment.
connected to your killer moment with the Harry the argument, blah, 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 blah. And the whole outcome of that is, oh my God, I actually have to do the right thing and call 911, even though he did argue with Harry. I mean, it's kind of like growing up. You fight, and
yes
what?
and no, because Dexter's calling because it's gonna send them off track while he's looking for Travis.
Right.
They're on the boat. That's my guess. He's like, you're right. I do have to. Ha ha ha.
I think you're right. too.
Yeah, he's not gonna.
He's trying to get him,
Self-serving.
but at least his sister and all those lovely people like LaGuardia won't get hurt. Just
Slam
kidding.
pig.
I hate her.
Me too.
I'm so over her.
She sucks. And you
Who,
know what?
LaGuardia?
If Deputy Chief Matthews wants to his hookers, why is it so difficult? Is Miami that
Well, because he killed her. Well, he didn't kill her, but he was there when she
kill her.
died, and it's gonna come out that he was there.
He's got to stop hanging out with hookers.
You're saying well, because somebody I worked for once, very famous person, said this. I date hookers because they don't talk, and it's just I don't have to worry about it. They don't get attached. Not like chicks.
I totally get it.
Some people.
And you know what? That's fine. But look, he has to have them sign some legal document saying, "Don't do heroin and die in front of me."
If you throw up on your vomit, I had nothing to do with it.
I think that's fair.
That's a lesson all of you are hiring hookers. You think it's going to be fun in games? Something could go wrong.
That's what happens when you work with slam pigs.
I'm curious. Is David Sanders around?
Oh.
Colonel Sanders.
Wait, who's David Sanders? Why don't you tell us about that?
Well, David Sanders is our religion expert. And David Sanders around.
And we have a segment called
Colonel
Of course.
Sanders Sunday School.
Get it?
Well, David Sanders is our religion expert. And David Sanders around.
And we have a segment called
Colonel Sanders Sunday School.
Get It?
Well, David Sanders is our religion area.
I think Elaine's got her computer on. Hold on. Let's fix that.
Called
Colonel Sanders Sunday School.
Uh-oh, it's coming through somewhere. Oh, geez, we're getting massive feedback. Hold on. There we go.
Slam pig.
David, are you there?
I'm here.
There we go.
Hey!
Hey,
The
Dave.
Colonel is reporting for duty.
Wonderful.
Now
So
we
what
just
did you
need to see
think
him.
of this episode?
Hold on. He's going to be there any
Oh,
second.
sorry.
Here we go. Here he
Let's see
comes.
his face.
Boom! Put him in.
Hey! Shazam!
Oh,
I
it's
said
not
the
a,
Colonel is reporting for duty.
There we go.
Excellent.
there we go. Not the greatest connection today, but we
Glad
can see
you're
you.
not
It's a little.
too chicken to join us.
Duty.
Sorry, that's awful.
So, oh, wait,
He's there.
there we are.
Yeah, he's there.
I'm here.
So Dave, what did you think? Did you see anything religious like that you'd like to chat about? Because I don't have many questions. I honestly,
Gun is everywhere, Mandy.
yeah.
Okay.
Bad question, Mandy.
No, this one, I mean, it had, of course, to keep up with the story and everything. I like to go back to last week's, which had a lot of stuff in there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, especially when they killed the atheist.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
the professor that had the book Toulat, or Second Law of Thermodynamics, and I thought that was really good because that hits on a point where you have that conflict between science and religion, and we see that all the time. And one of the things that and I like to tell this to my students in my history classes, the problem is scientists should not get into theology, and theologians should not get into science, because they're both trained for different fields. And one tries to be the expert in both, they both come up short. So
Gotcha.
I thought that was a pretty interesting thing. It made the atheist look like, and basically he was a martyr for atheism. Because we usually think of martyrs as being for religion. Well, here's a martyr for atheism, basically, because he was willing to die for what he believed in.
Gotcha. I was wondering, I know of Richard Dawkins, and I was wondering if anybody else thought that the atheist professor was a takeoff of Richard Dawkins.
Does he host Family Feud?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't host Family Feud.
Well, I don't know if anybody saw Expelled, but Ben Stein handled Richard Dawkins, superbly. Dawkins finally admitted that there could be something else that brought life on Earth, but he would only admit as far as an alien bringing life to Earth.
Well, it makes more sense than God to me, but let's move on.
Yeah, well, for a lot of people it does, and it did to Dawkins, But I think that the question, it still begs the question. There's always a beginning somewhere, and neither the theologian nor the scientist can say this is exactly what happened.
Okay.
At that point.
Well, no, I mean, we could get this. Now it's stupid for religion.
But I had
Yeah.
a question.
No, everything has a beginning, and the
Kat.
question is: the
I did
beginning
have a
a
question.
deity, or is the beginning an energy, or is the beginning just a
Hush, I have a
happenstance of
question for
explosion?
Dave.
Who
Yeah,
knows?
but back
Who
to
cares?
stupid for Dexter.
Back to Dexter. Dave, I was wondering, Travis believes that killing and creating this apocalypse is the right thing to do. But in the Bible, is killing ever okay? I know that God will forgive sins, but is there
Right.
any justification for doing like God's work by murder?
Well, if you look in the Old Testament, you go to the Ten Commandments, and everybody quotes, "Thou shalt not kill," but there's a debate on whether or not the word means "Thou shalt not murder," because later on we have the Israelites going through and wiping out every man, woman, and child in a particular group that God wants them to clear out of an area, especially the Ammonites who worship Molech, and they would sacrifice their children to Molech, infants, babies, and things like that, and it was seen as an abomination. So were they used as God's instrument to kind of wipe this thing out? I mean, who knows, because I don't have the mind of God, but to say that is killing for the greater good, is it in the scriptures? You're going to get all different types of interpretations. You'll have the just war theory by St. Augustine, okay, that there are just wars. So in a just war, you should kill people. You have the Crusades, where during that time, the Catholic Church would give absolution to the Crusaders if they killed infidels, the Muslims. It would go automatically to heaven. It wouldn't be held against them. But at the same time, in the Byzantine Empire and the Eastern Church, if you killed somebody, even in the defense of your country, you had to abstain from communion, because killing, even in self-defense, was seen as wrong. So it's very difficult. I mean, you can go on. The Amish don't kill. I mean, they would rather die first. Okay? You have the Jehovah's Witnesses that do the same thing. But then you have John Brown, who's a hero in our country, would kill people to free slaves, okay, because he saw them as, people that needed to be helped out, so he would kill them. We see him as a hero, even though he was going against the law to do it. But if you look at a pro-life person who blows up a clinic and somebody gets killed, or they go out and kill an abortionist, okay, which is wrong. It's against the law. But they see themselves as killing for the greater good. I mean, who judges that? I mean, like I said, I'm not God, so I don't see anything specifically that says you can justifiably kill in God's name. So
I think it would be perfectly okay if someone killed Ligorta.
Coming from all different areas. Somebody probably wants to kill me for going on so long in this segment.
No, not at all.
No.
I was gonna say, I think, your cat obviously asked if it's okay in the eyes of God. And I think everybody has their own philosophy. I mean, Animal Liberation Front believes let's take down an animal testing facility to save animals' lives, right? So everybody sort of has their philosophical, I will go this far, it's always it's the moral dilemma question, that we get asked in like 3rd grade. Would you break into a store if you needed medicine, if you knew your parents were going to die and they needed that medicine, right? I mean,
would you?
That wasn't in my 3rd grade class.
In order to save a Jew's life, would you lie during the Holocaust? Because there are people that believe that you shouldn't even lie. Would you lie if you were hiding Jews in your cellar? So the Nazis,
right. Yeah.
And you've got that people that no, I can't do that. So okay, yeah, but they're in the cellar. Oh yeah, right. Okay.
I guess it's how much. I guess
you're hiding them in the first place. Holy God, they're.
But in the end, your question, Kat, I think really is it's how do people interpret their philosophical beliefs, which is what I call religions, philosophical belief. How do you interpret what your guidebook tells you to do? Some people use it as a guidebook. Some people interpret it as the word of I have to follow these words exactly, and some people just interpret it, which obviously Travis is doing. He's interpreting it in a way that he sees fit to believe his crazy philosophical beliefs, because he's schizo.
He's crazy anyways.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's schizo. Yeah, it's got nothing to do with. In the end, it has nothing to do with his religious beliefs. It was planted into his head through Geller, who planted it into a lot of people's heads, and he went with it.
He really did. No, I was wondering. Just I know that, like you said, there's a spectrum of people's compasses and opinions, and how they come to have their values and what the line is. But I was just wondering if there was a biblical standard, and it sounds like even though there's different interpretations, and like you said, some folks are pacifists, some people have.
When you say, is there something in the Bible? Well, if you sit down 10 different Protestants, they give you 10 different answers, because they each are interpreted on their own. And Mike brought up a good point. Well, when it comes down to it, it's their basic interpretation, or your philosophical beliefs, or your ideological beliefs. There is, who's going to judge that in the end? Well, if you believe in God, you believe that God's going to do it. If you don't believe there's anything, then, history will, like Castro said, history will, what did he say?
History will judge.
Repeat itself.
History will.
Those who are condemned to not remember the past, or those who don't remember the past are condemned to repeat it. But that was actually that was the Kool-Aid guy. So maybe
that was Jonestown.
Well, that relates to Geller, sort of.
See him as doing the right thing, and I can't remember the exact words.
I tried to save you. Sorry, I went the wrong way.
Somebody said somewhere.
Some guy said something that sounded kind of deep.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and Dave, you were totally right. The Whore of Babylon, Travis did make his sister the victim. So you called that like many episodes ago.
Right.
So.
Right. at that point, I knew. I mean, that was one of the only giveaway, I think, until one of our fans brought up that about Geller. So that was one of the big giveaways. I thought that was pretty much.
I like this one from Dead Pixel Live, and then you can answer, and I'll explain why I like it. Question, bottom line, this is on YouTube. We're on YouTube Live today, by the way.
Ooh,
YouTube's done a whole new change of look, and it really helps Streaming Garage, where all our shows can now be lined up, and it makes sense. So it's very exciting. So we're on YouTube Live today. Question, bottom line, according to the Bible, one day Judgment Day will happen. What's to say Travis is wrong? Because according to Scripture, eventually he will be right.
Huh?
That he's wrong, that one day he will be right?
That one day, according to the Bible, there will be a Judgment Day, so why can't it be now?
Would Travis have
is that true? Does the Bible, in an intellectual speak, does the Bible actually say that, or is that just crazy saying the Bible says that? Does the Bible say Judgment Day will occur?
Yeah, the Bible does say that Judgment Day will occur, but just because Travis thinks he knows what's right and he's doing what he's doing, whether or not he thinks he knows he's right, I mean, he's going to be judged on I'm going to say he's judged on the best of his knowledge and everything, but the guy has a distorted view, and he's doing things he's not doing these things for God. Okay? When you see what he's doing, he's trying to do something that he thinks God wants done. And there's a big difference in being led by God and then trying to do what you think what God wants you to do, because people get delusional. Look at all the crazy people. Jonestown.
This just happened a few weeks ago, right?
You look at stuff like that, and those are things that people say, well, I mean, he's going to do, God, at the end, God's going to let him go because he was doing what he thought God wanted him to do. I said,
well, here's a question. No. Here's some question I've always had. Nowadays, with mass media, and especially now with the internet, what's to say that if that existed in Jesus' time, people wouldn't be like, hey, I heard immediately about this crazy guy. He's just another, Jonestown type guy. Who's to say that, you know what I mean? It's like, everybody's going to immediately be videoed and deemed crazy, right? Anybody who preaches end times are here, or so what's to say, can that ever happen again? Can there be a real Messiah if you believe in that? Or will everybody just deem him crazy because now there's mass media that gets around the world like that? And it's not a passed down, and did you hear about this guy, and there's some stories going around. It's immediate that he is people immediately who any kind of religious undertaking are immediately judged as crazy. So could Jesus exist nowadays?
Yeah, but I think what a good line, and of course it comes from out of the Bible, was a Jewish teacher at that time, because in those days they each had their little groups. Jesus wasn't the only one that had disciples. There were other teachers at that time. We had the Rabbi Hillel, who's very, very top amongst in the rabbinical tradition. That they had their disciples, and there was one at the time of Jesus, and there were people that were his followers said, well, is Jesus the Messiah? Do we go after him? Do we go after these people? Do we let these Christians go? And Gamaliel says, let it go, because if it's of God, it will thrive. If it's not, God will take care of it. And I think that's one of the problems if we worry too much about, well, is that guy really a Messiah, or is this or that? If we go after them instead of dealing with our own lives first, I think that's one of the biggest problems, is where we're not dealing with ourselves instead of trying to go out and try to tell everybody else how they should be. And if somebody else new comes on the scene who claims that they're a new Messiah, that's what Muhammad claimed. 600 years later, he claimed that he was the final prophet. And, he wasn't accepted he thought he would be accepted by the Jews and by the Christians, and both rejected him. So, yeah, that could happen. Is it of God? Don't know.
Well,
Gotcha.
Travis be crazy.
That's all we know.
That's fair. That is all we know. But Dave, thank you so much. It will be very interesting to see where Travis takes his standard for the next couple of episodes. So thank you so much for sharing your insight.
Thank you, and welcome back, Mandy.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you later.
All
All right,
right.
good night, guys.
Excellent. It's a wonderful Sunday.
Travis.
Travis is so
D
crazy.
We need a stupid
travesty.
for religion. I like.
Well, you know,
I like talking things.
It's interesting. They did mention the medicine
Yeah.
that Dexter found. It's called chlorpromazine. Sorry if I.
Chlorpromazine.
That's right. It's known as Thorazine in America, but what it is, it's an antipsychotic for schizophrenics. So he's obviously been diagnosed as schizophrenic and was being treated, although they also mentioned that on his psych record, he was a sociopath as well. So a paranoid schizophrenic sociopath.
Well, during that whole point when they explain it, and then you just have Dexter like, hey, that's me again. One of these telegraphed. We get it. He may have killed his parents and seen his dad die in front of him, even though he may have done it. He is a
parallels.
sociopath. So they kept bringing up these parallels, and we, as viewers, as Dexter fans, are smart enough to understand that. We don't need that parallel scene of them reading it as Dexter's going, and it's just, I don't know. Again,
I agree.
Again,
I
I am
agree.
one to I like to watch things and figure them out, and I know that in that regard, I'm the 1%.
No.
I'm not the
like that.
99%. I like to not have things handed to me on a platter. So when things like that happen, I just,
You don't need your intelligence occupied.
don't occupy my intelligence. Wait a minute.
Wait a
minute.
second. Hold on.
I just like to figure shit out.
No, it's more fun. I think that was the draw of what got me into Dexter in the first place was, enjoying having things fall into place and enjoying it being really subtle and it coming together at the end and be like, oh,
Yeah.
So having it thrown at you like, Harry's like, imaginary friends, how about that? It's like, we know. We know, Harry. You with your suave hair.
Speaking of suave hair, I think we should dive right into the next segment.
Ooh, yeah.
What?
Yeah, right?
I'm not sure that worked.
How about some Worldwide
Worldwide
Dexter? Yeah! Worldwide Dexter.
All right, we have a couple.
Boop, boop.
We have a couple items to discuss on Worldwide Dexter that we have found all over the internets dealing with Dexter.
We do. We have some cool items. Where do we shop? Amazon?
Yeah. So these are
Yes.
cool Dexter items you can buy. Which, by the way, this seems really cheap. This is now the Ford thing I just pointed out with House, isn't it?
Yeah.
But they make money. We don't. We don't make money. No, you found cool stuff, and we're going to load all those into our Amazon Dexter store, which we'll post the link. I think I can't really give out the link. It's a hard link, but it's an Amazon store we have through Streaming Garage, and we get a percentage. So you guys still get your Amazon. It's still the free shipping through Amazon if you have the Prime and all that. It's Amazon. You don't get charged the extra, but we make a little percentage.
And it's on our Facebook
It's on the
page.
Facebook page,
So-
and we'll put it up on the YouTube right underneath the description, and you can click on it and buy all your
And the
Dexter
holiday-
gifts.
I like how you just
Holidays
said
are coming
we'll put
up.
it on the YouTube.
Put it on the YouTube. So what are our cool Dexter finds for Christmas
Do we have
presents?
what we have first? Converse? The Converse?
Oh, the sneakers! They're so cute. Look at these sneakers.
Oh, yeah,
Look at
Dexter
those sneakers.
Why are we not getting
Converse.
paid for this, Converse?
I love it.
That's pretty cool.
Is it Converse? They look like them. Okay,
they
no.
appear to be
No, I'm
Converse.
sorry.
I
It's
don't-
not
Yeah, they're like the
Converse.
rip-off Converse.
Sneakers.
Yeah, that's why you're
In
not
the
paying us Converse,
style
because it's not
of-
Converse.
Converse-like.
Indeed.
And then we have
Adorable.
the board game.
Dexter board
Dexter
game.
board game.
Maybe Lewis made it.
I think we need to live stream you guys playing the Dexter board game for
I
like
think
3
it'd be
hours.
awesome.
Oh, that would be. Okay.
And a thumb drive! Oh my
drive.
God!
Get
it's
it?
Ice truck killer
that's kinda
thumb
cool.
drive.
We should get that for Deb. Oh, and Daniel licked his album.
Who, of course, if you go through our Streaming Garage YouTube page, you can see our full interview with Mr. Daniel
That's
Lick,
right.
who did the music. for
Last
Dexter.
year, one of my Hanukkah gifts was a Dexter CD. So I have some of the music.
That's awesome. With a little Daniel licked on it.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, little Daniel licked.
Yeah.
Excellent. So predictions.
Yes. I predict.
What do you
Let's
think,
see.
Miss Mandy?
I just, okay, I'm gonna gripe about something here. I was hoping, because from these last few episodes, I was really digging Deb being like realizing how fucking mean her brother is to her, and I was excited about that. I thought,
The
yay!
conflict is coming.
Yay! She's gonna be like, oh, I am my own person. I'm this strong, independent woman, and my brother, oh my gosh, he's a serial killer.
He's a hot mess.
But now it's this episode tonight pissed me off
And
because
she even told her therapist that he's sweet.
yeah, she's like, he totally understands me and I understand him and we're BFFs and I'm never gonna be mad at him again.
I know.
So I was going to make the prediction. I thought this season, she was going to discover that he is a serial killer. I really wanted her to, but I'm telling you, Miami Metro is stupid.
Well, they're messing up. And it's not just the Deb thing. It's also the fact that Jonah's house was not being watched by the FBI or the feds or any, like the police on any level. And the fact that Holly Benson, Hobag Slam Pig Holly, the fact that she wasn't being monitored and that she was...
Hey, remember that lady that escaped and now we realize Travis? Should we go? Nah, we don't need to watch her.
Yeah, she's fine.
Oh, I'm Batista. I'm walking in this room. I'm going to turn my back. Ow.
And so Mac, I know, they're messing up. They're messing up.
We have a call coming in.
Good.
Ooh, who wants to talk to us?
Hallelujah.
All right.
I need some
go
cookies.
ahead.
Hello, whore.
Audio only. Audio call. Are you there, caller?
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Dead Pixel.
Hey, Dead Pixel!
Is it Dead Pixel?
It's Dead Pixel Live from
Yes, what's going on?
hello, Kat. Hello, Mandy. Hello, Walking Mob from Fantasia. And
I don't even know what that means. I don't even.
hello, random weed dealer who's just hanging out in the.
I'm guessing he means Jim, who's running our TriCast. Well, go ahead, Jim. Oh, you can show us. Wait.
Oh my God.
There he
make
goes.
sure
There's
he's
Jim.
just-
There's the
It's
random
the
one.
Oh, so cute.
Now, Jim's got a new job starting up soon. I feel like, should I tell him that he needs to get a haircut, or should I just let him be cool?
I like it. I like
All right.
What
He's
did
working
you-
with me at Showtime. It's going to be very exciting.
Oh, you in Showtown.
Yeah, we got a job at the mall.
So, Dead Pixel, what are you going to say?
What did you think of this episode?
This episode will only be good if Batista dies next week. Otherwise, it's kind of a.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I know.
And Mandy looked like she was going to cry when I go, I hope Batista dies. We need something to happen.
I
Something's gotta
agree.
happen, though.
I
Yeah.
agree. I lost brother Sam, my first boyfriend.
I know that.
But I do agree, Dead Pixel. Something
They need
big.
to have somebody from the main cast die, because just having people that show up this season die, that's not as jarring as like when Dokes went out. You were like, whoa, did Dokes just?
Yeah, and then Rita and, big characters. Now it's no one, I haven't really cared about any of the deaths.
No. And I agree with Dead Pixel Live, because if Batista does get killed, like next week or the week after that, Quinn has that on blood on his hands. That'd be really interesting. I think. He might be too drunk to care, but it'd be interesting.
You know what I think about Quinn? Oh, sorry.
That's your drunk blackout of Quinn?
Oh,
That's
Quinn.
called her not giving a shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, was Deb really that great that he went into this kind of a nosedive after getting? I'm sure she's a great, but you wouldn't go into that kind of a nosedive after losing Deb. Maybe Kat or Mandy. If Kat or Mandy broke up with you, then of course you throw everything out the window. But Deb, you'd be like, eh.
The best nosedive I saw was on Northern Exposure. Right?
Oh.
Remember Northern Exposure, like the last year he was on when him and Maggie broke up? Am I just showing
I didn't
my
watch
age?
the show. I didn't watch the show.
I
Because
did watch that show.
he disappeared, he grew a beard, and
Oh,
then
I
he
do
went to the middle
remember
of
that.
nowhere, Alaska, and I'm like, oh, I so know that.
Yeah.
Like, it's everything you want to do when a girl breaks up with you. You're like, I'm just leaving
That's
everything.
what happens when
You know what,
slam
though?
pigs.
Along with Dead Pixel, what he's saying with Dev is they didn't show much of the relationship. It was just a given that in this time between season 5 and season 6, they had this brilliant love affair.
They should have 80s montaged it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da.
Like Rocky.
Power of love.
Ba-ba-ba.
Seems like a Rocky 3 sort of.
There should have been Russians.
All right, anyway.
War.
I actually called in to talk about the past couple of episodes before this, though, when you guys were on, I guess, Thanksgiving break.
Yeah.
The scenes between Deb and Dexter, when they first started doing the whole, like, Deb would yell at Dexter, you left me all alone when I needed you, and we need to talk about this stuff. And I don't think we were seeing Deb and Dexter scenes. I think we were seeing Jennifer and Michael scenes. They were working out some stuff. That was cool.
Bringing it into the
I liked
workplace.
it, damn it. I liked it.
When she was like, you're a chair, I need a table.
I was like, hallelujah, she grew the balls. They dropped, and I was excited.
That's so funny.
What?
Well, I mean, Michael C. Hall is an executive producer. I wonder if he would have any say over, I don't know, script and whatnot, but that's a very personal thing, indeed.
I loved it though. Did you like that she was finally like, yo, bro, why are you such a dick? Did you like that?
I liked it, but once again, it's been way too. For some reason, this season, Deb is not really Deb anymore. She's close. She's a lot more vulnerable and a lot more emotional. And I was like, where did all this stuff come from? And I realized maybe they wanted to save some money on that final marriage counseling session and decided to put it on screen. Because Deb, like, this isn't the first time. Like the psychiatrist was right. This isn't the first time Dexter's been doing. He's been doing this. I mean, he cuts up bodies at night every couple of episodes. His wife died. He's like, where were you at? Well, I was out on my boat. Like, that's what he does. And now all of a sudden she's crying and, I needed him to be a table.
True. I mean, it's not like he's doing anything out of the norm. He's just being Dexter, and Deb suddenly, like you said, I need you to be there. And it's like, has he been there though? Like,
Yeah. I didn't necessarily like that she was, I wanted her to be like, finally get a clue. I want her to get a clue. And now it's just, it's bothering me.
Before I go, I hope you guys don't take a long Christmas, Hanukkah, Ramadan, Kwanzaa break. So that'll be the final couple episodes. And my prediction for next year,
yeah.
which will be the final year, I'm guessing, of Dexter.
No, two more years.
2 more seasons.
Got picked up.
For the year after next, then will be Deb finally I thought the last episode was going to be Deb, like, because they're kind of leading up to Deb figuring it out. So I thought the last episode was going to be her figuring out that Dexter is the killer, and then next season would be them like tracking him down or her trying to get proof of it, which is what I want to see. This can't go on for. I don't want this to go on for 12 seasons. I want this to end next year or the year after.
Tell me about
it. We're right there with you. That would be an awesome ending to Dexter. So yeah, if they can lead up to that, ooh, that'd be juicy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that too.
Oh.
I just don't know. Okay, I'm not gonna like totally open this. Yeah, I am. 2 more seasons. That means, when is she gonna find out? Next season, and then you have the I mean, it's like,
I don't know.
Good Lord.
How long would they want to draw that out? Would there be? And also, Deb's the boss. Would she be in? I mean, she's already come close.
Yeah.
Would she be in denial? Would she turn him in? I don't think she would. I think it would be a horrible conflict for. I'd like to see that, but how long can they draw that out?
Yeah. But thank you so much for calling, Dead Pixel Live.
Yay!
Thanks for taking my call, and I hope your glaucoma clears up.
What? Jimmy the pot dealer.
Oh, Dead Pixel.
Oh, I get it.
So sassy.
Miracle
Oh, my
marijuana. I
goodness.
get it.
Anything else? Anyone out there? Is there any more people out
No,
there?
I think that's it. We don't want to go too long. That's crazy.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
Even though some people on Facebook are like, is it a 2-hour episode today? I'm like, are you crazy?
What?
We're trying to keep it under an hour.
You could sit here and
my-
watch me eat cookies.
That people might want to do that.
You might have some people that
Yeah,
want
we
to do
don't
that.
want. No, we're gonna come back for one more episode to wrap up the season, hopefully with Colin Hanks.
Yeah!
I was promised, so if he breaks his promise, we'll all tweet him or something. It'll be
That's
horrible.
right.
Colin Hanks.
I'm a slam pig.
Yeah, please go to our Facebook, Dexter. Obviously, now YouTube is where we're really hitting this, so please, right under the video, there's a little button that says share. That will put it up on your Facebook and Twitter, so it's just one little click, and we'd appreciate it if you share with people so they can tune in and see all our amazing content in Streaming Garage. We're putting up some little comedy videos as well that's more YouTube friendly, so we put up a quick one yesterday of Kat using her new iPhone and trying to program Siri to talk to her and call her a name, so please feel free to check that out
so
on
we
the
can put up
YouTube
anything?
page. Sure, we could put up fun stuff on the Streaming Garage YouTube page.
Ooh, well.
Oh, hello. And there you go, and a bunch of new shows coming out that'll be more comedy driven. And we'll be back. When's the last episode? 2 weeks?
18th.
The 18th.
The 18th.
We'll be back for the last episode of Dexter. Please check this out. And don't forget, we have all our Facebook, and there's all sorts of interviews and all sorts of Dexter goodies on our Streaming Garage YouTube page.
Absolutely. And thanks to New Tech TriCaster.
Yay, new tech.
We love our TriCaster. Ooh! And we love all of our crew. And Mandy, it's lovely to have you.
Oh, thank you.
We missed you muy mucho.
Thank you.
So until next time, Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. See ya.
See you later.